All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, and you are now watching A Deeper PTE. I am your host, PTE, also known as Permission to Exist, and I am so happy to be back. It's been a while. It's been like a month since I've given you guys any content on either channel. Well, I have a couple of channels, but since I've given you any content anywhere. And for that, I do sincerely apologize to you guys. It's never intentional, it's always circumstantial, but we are here. So, welcome, welcome everybody to the show. I don't know that this will be a very long show, but then again, you never know what direction it might end up taking. So, we might be here for a little while, but probably not. I don't know. We shall see. But welcome. Welcome, everyone. We are going to get started here momentarily. Just wanted to chit chat a little bit and just welcome you back. Whew, this year has been rough for me. Oh my goodness. This summer has been rough. Like last year, I said that I felt every single day of that year. And I feel like this year has been exactly the same. I have felt every single day. One day I'll get into all the long, lengthy details, but just know the struggle has been real. My goodness. Wow. So, and anytime I kind of get stressed out in regular life, it really affects my content creation. It makes it to where I just can't put one foot in front of the other because I'm just thinking about too many different things. And it's like I just can't, it's like I can't create. So, my greatest hope is to one day be free to create as often as I wish and as frequently as I wish. And I do think that day is coming. I just don't know what day that is. So, but here I am. And I feel like this will be a nice, soft entry into probably a couple week stretch of creation. Then I'll probably go AWOL again because that seems to be my pattern. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Hi, Always Love. Hi, Erica. Hi, Moon Bunny. Hi, M. Sear. Hi, Fascia Texture, Daniel, and Mrs. James. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone doing? It's good to see you guys. I certainly miss you guys when I'm gone. Hey, Hot JavaScript. I miss you guys when I'm gone. I think about you all the time. So I want y'all to know that. Even when I'm not on here, I am thinking about you guys. And I do have tons of content. It's just a matter of converting that and putting it out for the public to see. I was going to do my little display, but it doesn't look like I have it over here. So I'll just do it verbally. So I want to thank everyone who is a patron who has signed up for Patreon. And I also want to thank everyone who hits me up on Cash App. I appreciate you guys. You guys take really, really good care of me. And where is that thing? Here it is. Boom. You guys take really good care of me, even in my absence. So I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to everyone. And thank you to those of you who like, comment on the videos, and subscribe to the channel. Quite a few of you were catching up on replays while I was gone. So thank you to the replay squad. Thank you for leaving comments. I haven't been issuing very many hearts lately, when creators heart the comments. And I did that because I was also kind of experimenting because I wanted to see, because I've always believed that when we heart you guys as comments, it affects the algorithm negatively for some reason, which you would think it would be the exact opposite. But for some reason, when we interact with your comments, it seems to throw the algorithm off in a negative way. So I've even started waiting to reply to your comments on videos or on community posts because for some reason the algorithm's like, oh God, the creator saw it, gotta hide it, gotta tuck it. It's just strange. They have a lot of bugs in this system. I need y'all to fix that, YouTube. I really, really do. Oh, Daniel coming through. Thank you, Daniel, for the super sticker. $49.99. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's motivational. Now that right there, that's motivational. I appreciate it so much. He really is. The chat says, wow, Daniel, you're so kind. He really is. And I appreciate you so much. And you all will not be forgotten if I ever make it big. You guys will not be forgotten. I can assure you that much. All right. So it doesn't look like I missed anyone. I think I greeted everyone who's here so far. Welcome to everyone. So I want to share with you something that I think I've brought up in passing here and there. And I think I've mentioned I'll eventually do a show on this. And here we are. And I did see that comment somewhere. It said, we're fine. Here it is. It says, I've missed you. I hope everything has been well. We're finally talking about sleep. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I have some very interesting findings to share with you guys. And hopefully, oh, we got another one coming through from MJ's Creations. Thank you so much, MJ. I missed you guys too. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. I don't think I'll ever be able to leave YouTube. I think I'd miss it too much. And I think you guys might miss me too much. So I think I'll be here until YouTube crashes finally, crashes and burns, or until another platform arises in its place. But thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, you guys. So, tonight, I want to share with you guys some findings that I've had the chance to observe over about the course of 1 year, really like 10 months or so, but I just round that up to 1 year. And I haven't seen this anywhere. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just haven't seen it anywhere. So I think we might be on the verge of some scientific discovery here, seriously. And I cannot wait to share with you my findings regarding this topic. So, those of you who've been with me for a while may have heard me say before that if I ever got my sleep together, I would be a millionaire. Well, y'all are throwing money tonight. Well, hello. Thank you, Mrs. James, for the super sticker. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, God. Do I need to disappear more often? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the support, you guys. It really means so much to me. Thank you, Mrs. James. Appreciate you. All of you. Thank you so much. So, I think, or I know, if I ever got my sleep together, I would be a multimillionaire, not just a millionaire. I'd be a multimillionaire because, boy, here we go. Y'all are coming up to this altar tonight. Y'all are coming up to the altar. Thank you, always love. Thank you for your energy. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate that. So, see, you guys are setting me on my pathway to becoming a multimillionaire. You see there? See how that works? But I'm so serious when I say that, you guys. If I ever got it together, I feel like the sorting power of a well rested mind would lead me to great things and it would truly unlock my creative potential. But this has been a lifelong struggle for me. Sleep has been a lifelong struggle for me. My parents told me, and I kind of remember because my memories don't really pick up to like age 5, to be honest, that when they would put me in the car to take me to either daycare in the morning or school, that I would go to sleep in the car. And that is after a full night of sleep, like a full 8 hours of sleep. Like my parents made me go to bed. I wasn't allowed to stay up all night. So I would go to bed at the time that children go to bed, wake up in the morning, get ready for school. And no sooner than they put me in the car and buckle me in, I'm back out, like knocked out, like a light, right? Couldn't wait to get to, I think it was called extended day. I can't remember. Could not wait to get to extended day in the morning so I could go to my desk and go back to sleep. Okay. Then I do remember from my daycare days, my favorite time of the day, aside from lunch, was nap time. Where's my sleeping bag? Where's my pillow? Give me a nice corner of the room and please let me go to sleep and leave me alone. That was my favorite time of the day. And nothing has changed. Okay. Nothing has changed. So, I always thought maybe I would grow out of it, especially as I became an adult. I thought that the need for sleep and naps, and they just came out with a very disturbing nap study, but I rebuked that study. But anyway, I thought I would grow out of it, but I never did, you guys, never. And so once I entered the workforce, it became that much worse because, work is very cyclical and it comes on a routine. You're either there from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever, Monday through Friday. You get 2 measly little days to recover, and then you're right back at it again. So there was that. When I was a teacher, I obviously looked forward to summer vacation for many reasons, but one of the main reasons I looked forward to summer vacation was I could finally catch up on my sleep. That was the main reason I looked forward to summer vacation. Like, oh, thank God I can finally sleep like I need to. And then inevitably it would end in August and the cycle would start back over again. So I give you all that backstory to say that sleep and my sleep pattern has been a problem for me my entire life and remains so until this day. So, yeah, it is kind of like narcolepsy. The chat says kind of like narcolepsy. Oh, yeah. Like, I think I probably qualify for being a narcoleptic. Probably. I can pretty much sleep. You know what? I can sleep pretty much anywhere except where I'm supposed to, which is home in my bed or on my couch, which is highly preferred. However, over this past year or so, ever since I quit my job in October, I've had the opportunity to observe my sleep cycle. And I have been observing it like a scientist observes, whatever it is that scientists observe. I've been observing my sleep cycle, and I want to share with you today my findings because I think I finally figured out what's wrong with me. So I'm sharing this with you for a couple reasons. One, just to kind of share more about me and my life and the things that I go through on a daily basis. But two, to help any of you who might be going through something similar, because I do think I've stumbled upon something that science may not be aware of yet. So, let me introduce you to the 32-hour sleep cycle. And the word sleep is missing from this thumbnail because it just didn't look right. When I was creating the thumbnail, it just looked weird. So, you see the 32-hour cycle there. But what I am on, you guys, is a 32-hour sleep cycle. And I'm going to share that cycle with you right now. So, let's walk through it. So, this is the beginning of the sleep cycle. And let's just pretend that I went to bed at a reasonable hour because most people, when you say you're struggling with sleep, they will immediately hit you with thoughts of, oh, well, you just need to pick a set bedtime and stick to it. Cute. Super cute. Probably works for normal people. Probably does work for normal people to just go to bed at the same time every night. But for me, it is totally different. So it really doesn't matter what time I go to bed because this 32-hour cycle holds strong. So let's take a look at how that works. Let's pretend that I chose a reasonable bedtime at 10 p.m., which is pretty reasonable for an adult. Pretty early for me, to be honest, but pretty reasonable for an adult. And let's say I went to sleep until 6 a.m., which is going to give us 8 hours of sleep. In my 32-hour sleep cycle, this is what I call fake sleep. And it is fake for reasons that I'm getting ready to get into here in a minute. But during this 8 hours, I definitely go to sleep. I'm not tossing and turning, and I may not even get up to, say, use the restroom or anything like that. So I'm somewhere. I'm not awake. I'm definitely not alert during this 8-hour time frame. But what you're looking at here is my fake sleep. And this I feel is what has kind of ruined my life because I'll go to bed, wake up at 6 a.m. and I think I'm good, right? I'm like, okay, great. I slept all 8 hours, slept all night. Perfect. I can take on the day now. Right? Wrong. Because then after fake sleep, we enter into what I call fake wake. And it makes me laugh because it's so pathetic. It really is. Like, come on, body. Come on, body. Like, can't you do better than this? So, again, just backing up, we went to bed at 10 p.m. the night before, woke up at 6 a.m. the next day. Now I'm going to enter into a time frame called fake wake. And fake wake is very deceptive for me. Because fake wake, I am awake. Indeed, I'm awake, but it's not real, you guys. It's like an artificial waking state. So I'll get up and, think I'm awake. I'll make my coffee, drink my coffee. If I'm working full time, this is the time frame that I'm getting ready to go to work, driving to work, and arriving to work. So probably getting to work at 8 or 9 a.m., one of those two. And I think I'm good, right? But the reason that this time frame is called fake wake is because it is that. It's fake, you guys. It's not real. So during fake wake, there's really no point in me drinking coffee because it doesn't work. I think I just drink coffee because it's a habit and it's just something that I'm used to doing when I wake up in the morning. But in this 4-hour time frame, I'm completely useless. I can't really think. I can't really process information. I'm definitely groggy and kind of like nodding in and out, not really present. If we have meetings that morning or something like that, honey, I will barely remember what happened if we have a meeting in this time frame. It's totally, totally useless. It's like, why did you even bother waking up, body? Why did you wake me up? For what? Because this is a completely useless time frame. I really think my body just wakes me up so I can do things like use the restroom, maybe eat, go to work if I'm working a full-time job, go to work so we can be employed and have money, things of that nature. Um, but it is truly useless. It's truly useless. I can do a few things, but nothing compared to what we're going to get into here in a minute. So, again, just to recap, we had our 8 hours of fake sleep the night before. We wake up for 4 hours in what I call the fake wake period. So at this point, what is that? 12 hours, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So now we're 12 hours into our 32-hour cycle. So now, if I'm not working or if it's the weekend, one or the other, or if I just have the day off or something, if I'm allowed to, after this fake wake period, I enter into what I call real sleep, which is a 4-hour time frame. And in this time frame is when I get the deepest, most restful sleep available. It's the sleep that I wish I could get in the 8 hours prior to the fake wake period. If I could sleep like this at night, again, I'd be a millionaire. There's no question. Like, there's literally no doubt in my mind. I would have the capacity to bring myself to a higher position in life because I'd be able to think and things of that nature. So, again, if I'm allowed to, but if you're working, you can't really do that. So, when this is taking place during my workday, if I'm at work between 10 and 2, I actually start to feel sick. And I think it's because my body so desperately wants to go into this time frame. It so desperately wants to go into real sleep. But if I'm working, I can't do that, obviously. So during this time frame, I'm literally forcing myself to stay awake. So again, just to recap, we had our 8 hours of fake sleep the night before. Then we enter into our 4-hour fake wake period. Then, if I'm allowed to, I'll go to sleep again for 4 hours in what I call the real sleep. And I know it's a little off. Honey, I mess with these triangles. These triangles drove me nuts. But just pretend that that other one ends like right at 2 o'clock. Okay. Just pretend with me. But if I'm allowed to sleep, I will. I'll go to sleep for 4 hours. And this is when I'm actually sleeping, you guys. This is my real sleep time right here. This 4-hour nap in the middle of the day or whenever it occurs. And I'll get into that momentarily. If I'm at work or if I'm forced to be awake during this time frame, I'll get sick. I'll get like a headache. I don't really get nauseous per se, but I just don't feel good at all. And typically, when I'm working, this is when I'm either having another coffee or like a 5-hour energy, which I've kind of laid off on in the past couple of months or years, really. I tried to back off of those things. And I used to drink something called red line, which I would not recommend, honey. Red line is wow. Red line probably shouldn't be legal. because it is very, very strong. But it's the only thing that can push me through this period if I'm somewhere where I can't sleep. Now, here's the most interesting thing about this, y'all. If I'm allowed to complete this cycle, the 8 hours of fake sleep, the 4 hours of fake wake, and the 4 hours of real sleep, I will enter into a period called real wake, which can last for 16 hours or more. 16 hours. And that completes the whole 32 cycle: 8, 4, 4, and 16. And I've literally been observing this over the past year, and I'm stunned at how consistent it is. It's not that I don't have a sleep cycle. I have a sleep cycle. It's just 32 hours long. So, after, again, this 4 hours of real sleep is all it takes, this 4 hours, I enter into literally 16 hours of wakefulness where I am lit, like completely lit. Okay. So that is lasting from 2 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. Okay. Which basically means I can go from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. straight. No coffee, no caffeine, nothing, nothing. 16 hours straight of wakefulness. It's when I consider myself to be truly awake. Truly awake. And then here's what I consider to be the worst part of this whole entire thing. After this 16-hour period is over, it starts all over again with fake sleep. So again, the 16-hour period ended at 6 a.m. So then that means I will feel sleepy and I will go to sleep, but now I'm going to sleep, in quotation marks, at 6 a.m. to arise at 2 p.m. And the whole process starts all over again, you guys. 8 hours of fake sleep, 4 hours of fake wake, 4 hours of real sleep, 16 hours of real wakefulness. It is absolutely insane. And when I tell you it interferes with any job that I have, it interferes with any job that I have. This is part of the reason that I hate traveling for work. Even though I didn't have it down to this level of detail, the way I used to describe it was, this is going to interfere with my sleep schedule, and it does. Well, all of life interferes with my sleep schedule, if we're being honest. Like, I wish the world was 24 hours because I really need things to be open pretty much any time of day, because as you can see, it rotates. So if I did the math, let me see. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the fake sleep. Then 2 to 6 would be fake wake. Then 6 to 10 would be the real sleep. Then that would take us from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., which is 12 hours, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, to basically 2 p.m. the next day, wide awake. And then it starts all over again. So it's the absolute worst. When I tell you it is a struggle of struggles, when I tell you that there doesn't appear to be any overriding this particular clock that I'm on, it's like the weirdest circadian rhythm ever. Dang it, I forgot to pull that picture. Let me see if I can pull it real quick while we're talking. Welcome, everyone, to the show. It's great to have you guys here. Great to see you all. I've certainly missed you all, and I have tons of content for you. Tons of content coming up for however many weeks stretch that we're going to have, and then I'll disappear again. All right, I got it. I'm just going to show y'all the bootleg version because I don't have time to make it into a real thumbnail. So, charge it to my head and not my heart. Oh, dang it. Oh, God. These people, they're going to make me buy it. All right, I'll buy it. Fine, I'll buy it. I'll buy the silly little picture. Let me just license it. Adobe stock. Whoa. I'll buy the silly little picture. Oh, there we go. All right, so let me do some quick handcrafting here so I can share this with you guys. But That's my life, you guys. That's pretty much been my life, my whole life. It's been a nightmare, and I don't know how I'm ever going to change it. I don't know how to fix it. Certainly, no job is going to be understanding, like, hey, listen, I need a 4-hour nap in the middle of the day, but after that, I am yours. Like, I am eternally yours, and I can work for pretty much 16 hours straight. I'm always awake when other people are asleep. It's like my life just does not coincide with life. So okay, here we go. Perfect. Here's a real circadian rhythm. How can I get rid of this other? Uh, Here, we'll do that. Boom. So here's a real alleged circadian rhythm. And as I was looking through this, I was just laughing because I was like, huh, if only. So it looks like they have noon up here at the top and midnight at the bottom. Where does it start? Let's see. Where does it actually start? I can't see it. Well, it says you're at your deepest sleep at 2 a.m. 4:30 a.m., you're at your lowest body temperature. Then 6:45 a.m., you're at your sharpest blood pressure rise. 7:30 a.m., your melatonin secretion stops. Huh, I wish. 8:30 a.m., I guess you have a bowel movement. 9 o'clock a.m., you have the highest testosterone secretion. They claim at 10 a.m., you're at your highest alertness. Yeah, on some days, if you catch me in the middle of my 16 hours wakefulness, I'll be at my highest alertness. Then there's noon. Then they claim, oh, it's a military time. What is that, 2:30? At 2:30, you're at your best coordination, maybe, depending. 3:30, your fastest reaction time. 1700, which I believe is 5 o'clock p.m., you're at your greatest cardiovascular efficiency and muscle strength. Then at 6:30, your highest blood pressure. 7 o'clock, I think that is, your highest body temperature. And then at 21 hours, which I think is 8, 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, maybe 9 p.m., the melatonin secretion starts. And then at 22:30, which I think is 10:30, says your bowel movements are suppressed. And then it's midnight. Honey, listen, I wish, if only, if only my body worked like this. I think I would really have a better life. I think I would be a happier person. Oh yeah, this is the norm. Chat says, and this is the norm. For me, absolutely. Um, and it has been a complete nightmare. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I wouldn't wish my sleep cycle on anyone because it's not that it's unpredictable. It's that the let me see, let me take this circadian rhythm off. It's that this part, the fake sleep comes, it's like the clock itself rotates. Does that make sense? So instead of it being on a predictable 24-hour cycle, it's on a predictable 32-hour cycle that rotates. So some days the fake sleep will come at 6 a.m. Next day it might come at 7. It all depends on where the 16-hour part ends and then begins again. So, for example, I took my real sleep. Let's go to that slide. I had some real sleep today from 6 to 10, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm going to be up all night long, all night. There's no question. I'll be up probably till like, let's see, I woke up at 10. I'll probably be up till noon tomorrow, like noonish, maybe like 2. And then that's it. I'm crashing and I'm going to enter into, wait, what happens after? Dang. Now I'm getting myself confused. I had a 4-hour nap, which is my real sleep. And then after that is the 16-hour. Basically, just know I'm going to be up all night long, all night. And that's my life, y'all. So, like, when I'm working, if I go to sleep like at 6 and wake up at 10, I'll try to force myself to bed at like 3 a.m. And it's pointless because I'm still awake. So I'm basically just tossing, turning, Then I give up after a while, start playing on my phone a little bit, try to go back to sleep. It's ridiculous, completely ridiculous. And then I try to force myself up at like 6 or 7 a.m. and I'm just like a groggy nightmare. They say that like driving when you're sleepy is the equivalent of driving drunk. I believe that 100% because I mean, so far we've been good. So far, so good, knock on wood. But it's a disaster. So the next time I'm able, I'm going to try to do a sleep study, like an official sleep study with people who study sleep, and try to see if I can get some sort of formal diagnosis or something. I really don't want to do like medication, but I got to do something. I can't live like this, y'all. I really can't. Um, Let me go through some of your comments. I really can't live like this. I've tried melatonin before. And here's the funniest thing about melatonin and me. Melatonin will allow me to go to sleep. It absolutely will. But when I wake up the next day, y'all, this is so funny. It's sad but funny. I am so emotional after taking melatonin, like teary-eyed emotional, like I'll cry. So if I take melatonin, I'll go to sleep or whatever. And it really doesn't put me that deeply asleep, but it does help a little bit. But then the next morning, like I'll be crying like something bad happened. So emotional. And it's like deep emotional too, like moving, like deep emotions. It's so weird. And it happens every single time I take melatonin to the point where I stopped taking it. Because I was like, look, I'm not trying to wake up crying every morning just so I can get some sleep. Like, so I don't fool with melatonin because it will put me to sleep, but the next morning when I wake up, it's almost like I entered into some deep recesses of the mind or something. And then it's like my body is like moving these deep emotions from melatonin. I'm like, I'm such a mess. I'm a disaster. It says, I don't want to diagnose you, but it sounds like you have narcolepsy. I might. I think I might. Seriously, especially being when I was a young child. Oh man, I got some of the best sleep of my life at my desk in school. Like I would rush to finish my work. Teacher would give the assignment, do my assignment, turn it in, go back to my desk, put my jacket on, and fold my arms up and go to bed on the desk. And it was magnificent. And most of my teachers would let me sleep. God bless them for that too. Thank you. Thank you to all of my former teachers who let me sleep when I was in their class. I surely would, and it was usually freezing cold in the classroom, which was perfect. Perfect, because I had my jacket, and I would just bundle up in my jacket and go to sleep. It was magnificent. Some of the best sleep I've ever gotten. Oh, that's so sweet. It says, "I didn't know you taught. I'm sure your students benefited well." I would like to think so. I hope so. I hope I had an impact while I was there. I hope I did. I know they liked me. I liked them too. I couldn't stand the school system. It drove me nuts. Chat says, sounds like your body needs to be energized, maybe a change in your routine. You know, I need to like not work, to be honest with you. I feel like that's the only way my sleep cycle would ever really be normal. Like I can't have a 9 to 5. It's just it's too routine for a sleep cycle that's so abnormal. I think it could be qualified as a disability, to be honest with you. Like I think I could make the argument for it being a disability if it can't be treated. I could make that argument, absolutely. But I also think most sleeping surfaces are simply uncomfortable. I really don't think we're supposed to be sleeping flat. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think we're supposed to be sleeping flat. I think we're supposed to be sleeping almost, I think the closest thing to a correct sleeping position would be a hammock. I think we're almost supposed to be sleeping in like a cradle type position where our knees are slightly elevated, our hips are lower, and then the rest of our body is slightly higher, or a recliner. I think a recliner or a hammock are the closest things to a proper sleep position. I really do. because for the most part, I really hate sleeping in my bed. It's too flat. My couch, I enjoy because I can lean up against the back of it and I feel like supported. You know what I mean? But I'm also not above sleeping on the floor. The floor, I actually like a lot. It's just the floor. You know what I mean? So I try not to sleep on the floor on a regular basis, but I will get down on that floor, honey. If I'm really struggling, I'll just grab my pillow. I have a yoga mat that I'll put down, then I put my blanket on top of the yoga mat and kind of fold myself up like a burrito, and I'll tap out right on the floor. I just try not to do that often because it's the freaking floor, you know? But I understand why some cultures sleep on the floor. It's very, very comfortable and very, very supportive. Chat says it doesn't matter how much sleep I've gotten, a moving vehicle will put me out. For the most part, me too. For the most part, I can get some good sleep. Like anytime I find myself on an airplane, that's all I'm really trying to do. Not because it's comfortable, but I'm just like, let me sleep this out. Let me just go to sleep so I can pretend that it's not happening. And hopefully by the time I wake up, we'll be there. So, oh yeah, man. Like sometimes I've woken up on an airplane right as we land. Like when the wheels touch the tarmac and that bump, that bump wakes me up. I'm like, "Oh, perfect, we made it, and it's time to get off of this thing." Fantastic. Chat says vitamin B1 and manganese. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Says PTE might benefit from listening to a blood cell health rife frequency. It worked for me as I had similar sleep issues. Try the YouTube channel Spooky to Rife. I will. I'll look into them. Hopefully they don't have any commercials, right? No commercials in the middle of it. I would hope not. Like that would really suck if they had commercials right in the middle of something like that. But I have to do something. I feel like I can't live like this. I've already lived too long like this. And it's fine when you're not working, but you got to work if you want some money. It says, wow, that's crazy. I sleep 3 to 6 hours a day or night for 3 or 4 days straight, then sleep 12 to 18 hours, then still be tired when I wake up. Interesting. Interesting. I think our sleep patterns are more diverse than science is willing to acknowledge. And I think it creates more problems than people realize. Chat says the long wake period sounds like manic waves or periods. I mean, I wonder, like, maybe that's it. Maybe I need to be diagnosed. But then that means, does that mean I'm manic like every day or every 32 hours I go manic? That sucks. Says PTE, you definitely need to work for yourself so that you can work around your sleep schedule. Absolutely. That was the goal with YouTube. I was hoping it would kind of take off in a way that I could like survive off of the income from the ad revenue. So I could do exactly that. Sleep when I needed to, wake up in those 16-hour stretches, be creating content, doing shows, things of that nature, then just go back to sleep. It says you don't have to live like that. I really don't want to. I definitely don't want to. It says, have you tried taking a relaxing Epsom salt bath an hour before your desired bedtime? I've never tried that, but I'm willing to give it a shot. It says, have you tried chamomile tea? Chamomile tea and Epsom salt help me out tremendously. Drinking the Epsom salt or soaking in it? Clarify that for me. Chat says melatonin and those scary ass dreams. Man, these dreams I've been having lately, y'all. Oh my goodness. I usually don't dream when I take melatonin. It's the next day when I wake up and I'm just like literally like cry, like the emotion is felt. And the only way to like clear it out is to like cry. It's insane. Like it's crazy. But y'all, lately, these dreams I've been having, I know I shared those 3 with you guys on the community thread not too long ago. I've been having the most vivid dreams lately, and I have no idea why, because I normally don't dream at all, and I certainly don't remember them. But the most recent one that I had that I remember, honey, I was nursing a baby, a real little baby, and like I could see my boob and all, and like I could see the baby. I was holding the baby, and I had my boob in its mouth, and it was a little boy too, and he was just sitting there nursing. And a friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in years was there, and she has 4 kids, and she was just giving me this knowing look. I can't really explain it, but she was just looking at me like, "Mhm, yep, you're a mom now," kind of situation. And it was just funny, and it's almost like I guess she was there to, like, help me out because it was my, I assume, first baby, and, you know, obviously, whatever age the baby was probably couldn't have been any older than 2 or 3 months old, and she was just giving me this knowing look like, "Yep, welcome to our world. Welcome, you've crossed over. Welcome to motherhood." And it was just as normal, and I was just sitting there holding him, just nursing him, and then I woke up. I don't know what's going on with these dreams, honey, but, yeah, definitely had a baby in my dream, and I was nursing him, complete with the boob and all, like, it was amazing. Let's see here. It says your body is on a natural graveyard shift circadian rhythm. You might be most productive overnight. I agree. I think so. I've always been at prime time at night. Like I probably would go live more often in the middle of the night, but I know that a good chunk of my subs are sleeping, and I tend to attract the overseas viewers when I go live like at 3 a.m. But that's really when I'm the most awake, to be honest with you. Says, I now drink Sleep Well melatonin hot tea. It works wonders. I have to give it a shot, but if I start crying behind that tea, I'm going live and I'm going to cry with you guys. We're going to cry together. We're going to cry. That melatonin, it just like unlocks like a weird part of my brain. Maybe I'm upset. Maybe I have too much like stored up in my head and the melatonin forces it out. Chat says, I'm always trying to sleep just to avoid social interaction. Hilarious. Okay, soaking in Epsom salt. Okay, I might have to look into that. Chat says, babies are new beginnings. You're on your way to creating something huge. Well, that's exciting. That's very exciting. That's good news. I could use some good news, and I need something new also because whew, one day I'm going to go into great detail about these past 2 years of my life. Like literally my life would be the definition of that old phrase, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. That's what I'm living right now. These past 2 years have been like that for me. The best of times and the worst at the exact same time. And I'm like, can we lay off the worst of times part? And can we just enter into a best of times time frame? That's really what I need because the stress, good Lord, I've sprouted a couple new gray hairs, honey. I'm like, look, y'all can't be stressing me out to the point where I'm getting gray hairs now. Like living in America will stress you out. It'll it'll wreck everything, your sleeping patterns, your mental health, everything. So, but that is, I mean, pretty much it. I didn't think we'd be here that long, but just to recap for maybe anyone who just got here, I just finished detailing what I have observed to be the 32-hour sleep cycle for me. And that sleep cycle consists of 8 hours of fake sleep, followed by 4 hours of fake wakefulness, where I'm awake. I'm definitely awake. My eyes are open. I'm doing stuff, but I'm not really doing anything. I'm basically sleepwalking, basically, to be honest with you. I could have called this the sleepwalking phase because I'm up and I'm moving around and I'm doing stuff, but it's not registering. It's not real. Then I enter into 4 hours of the deepest, oh man, like, the reason this is real sleep to me is because literally I can either lay down in my bed or on my couch, and I'm out within like 5 minutes, gone, gone. And there can be like distractions in the background because when I'm in fake sleep, it is very easy to wake me up. So I have to like put in earplugs. I have to turn on a white noise machine. I have to do everything to try to drown out my surroundings because when I'm in fake sleep, it's so easy to wake me up because it's fake. I'm not really asleep. I'm unconscious, but I'm not really asleep. Not really. Very easy to wake me up. But then in real sleep, not only do I fall asleep quickly, like within 5 minutes or less, I'm gone, gone. But there can be all kinds of sounds going on around me and I don't hear them. So here's a perfect example. And this is a perfect slide. So between 10 and 2 is typically when AM, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is typically when the lawn care people will come out on the day that they come out. And they can be going by me with mowers, blowers, trimmers, hedgers, and I will not wake up. And the only way that I know that they were there is when I wake up and I look outside and I was like, oh, the lawn care people came. And it's shocking to me because it's so loud. Like some of you have heard it on the mic before when I've done a show that early. It's so loud that it's very surprising to me that it doesn't wake me up, but it doesn't. I don't think anything could. I don't think anything could wake me up during this 4 hour time frame because I'm actually asleep. It's what sleep really is. You know what I mean? So it's kind of dangerous, to be honest with you, because nothing would wake me up. I don't think a smoke detector would wake me up. I don't think sirens would wake me up. Like pretty much nothing can get me awake during this 4 hour time frame. So that's how I know I'm really gone, like just completely gone to the world. But then after the real sleep phase, we go into real wakefulness for 16 hours straight. And then the whole entire process starts over again with 8 hours of fake sleep. And it rotates. So there's no telling where it's actually going to end up on any given. I mean, I could actually predict it, to be honest with you. If I sat down and like charted it, I could chart out, okay, I'm going to be awake during this time, fake. Then I'm going to go back to sleep here for real. Then I'll be up for this stretch of time. So it's a trip, man. Oh, it is blissful. Chat says sounds like pure bliss. It is blissful. When I get that real sleep, like I live for this right here. Like I crave it so much. And I just wish I could be a normal person, go to bed at 10, wake up at 6, and just pop out of bed and go because I got real sleep. But it's just never been like that for me, ever. Never, ever. And here's another interesting note about about um this part right here, the real wake. So initially, I feel like a plane taking off. So initially, when I first wake up in this 16-hour time frame, I'm still kind of sleepy a little bit. So for a couple of hours, I'm a little bit sleepy and I'm like, man, am I still sleepy? Do I need to go back to sleep? But it's almost like, again, like a plane taking off. Like you start low and then you slowly gain altitude, gain altitude. And after about, I would say 6 hours, I have reached cruising altitude and I'm literally wide awake. So right now, I'm currently reaching cruising altitude from my nap from earlier, from my real sleep from earlier. We're reaching cruising altitude. So wherever you are in the world, just know that at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be wide awake. So I'm probably going to be rewatching this show and doing some laundry. My hair is already washed, so I don't need to do that. Thank God. Oh my God. Thank you, God. So I don't have to do that. And I'll probably just work on some content and, piddle around until what comes after this? Oh, yeah, the fake sleep, until fake sleep hits me again sometime tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. And I found also that if I allow myself to stay up the full 16 hours, that I will pretty much fall right to sleep for fake sleep, but it's still fake sleep nonetheless. It's still artificial. It's surface level. So I really want to present these findings to some scientists or some sleep study specialists. I'm probably going to show them this very presentation and say, what do you make of this? What can we do to fix this? Fix my life. Because I think it would fix everything else too, you guys. I really do. In terms of like the way I eat, um, exercise. Like I don't have a ton of weight to lose, but I feel like I would probably lose like 10 pounds without even working out or anything, just from being able to sleep like a normal person. So it says, hold on, let me see. It says, I can relate to the fake sleep concept. Oh, yes. That fake sleep is something else. So, oh, okay. There's the, I read one part of the comment and I didn't get it. It says, 3 years ago, a homeless gentleman passed away in the woods right behind the house I lived in. There were police, fire department, ambulance, and neighbors outside my bedroom window, and I didn't wake up. So you were in real sleep. You were actually asleep. It says, you'll get it soon, PTE. Don't worry because everything is temporary. I hope you try Rife frequencies because they're so easy to use with headphones. Thanks. I will try that. I will absolutely try that. The chat says the real wake sounds like you on coffee and cochise. What is that? Is that cocaina? What is cochise? Did I say something bad? Oh, cocaina. That's what I thought. Okay. That cocaina. Uh-huh. The coffee and cocaina phase. I mean, it's magnificent though. I get so much done. Said you need to see a pulmonologist to get a sleep study. You can get your life back. I'm absolutely going to. There's actually a little sleep study place near me. So I'm going to see them as soon as I have some good insurance to cover it. And I'm going to be like, y'all, can you fix my life? I'm like, but I'm going to need to be here for 32 hours though. Is that cool with you guys or no? Like this is a 32-hour process. I've literally gotten it down to the hours. 32 hours. So maybe I'm from a planet where the day lasts 32 hours. What planet would last 32 hours? Mars? I don't know. Where they're instead of 24 hours, it's 32. Maybe that's where I'm really from. But it's crazy, y'all. Lifelong struggle. Lifelong. And I thought about it. Oh, a sleep study is a night and a daytime study. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I definitely need to look into that. I thought about it and I said, I wonder if this is part of the reason I don't want to get married. And it's not that I don't want to have kids, it's just that I think this 32-hour sleep cycle would really interfere with child rearing because children will wake up several times in the middle of the night sometimes. Like parents get really excited when their kid sleeps through the night for the first time. And when I started hearing people say that, I said, oh God. I said, I'm going to have a really supportive husband or partner to help because with the way my sleep is set up, I can't have that baby waking up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., then getting up and going to work the next day. Are you insane? You trying to kill me at this point. Y'all are trying to kill me. So, but having children, like sometimes kids wake up at 6 a.m. and they are up, honey, all morning. Then they might take a little nap and then they're up again. You know what I mean? Um, so we can't have two people in the house with messed up sleep schedules. We can't do that. That's never going to work. So, and then if I just have a husband, hell, try explaining this to your future partner. Like, listen, babe, you know, I can go to bed with you. We can go to bed at 10, but understand that I'm going to wake up at 6, but I'm not really awake for real. I'm only kind of awake. So we can kick it, we can do breakfast and everything, but understand that I'm going to need to go back to sleep after those 4 hours are over. But after that, babe, you got me for 16 hours straight. He's going to be like, girl, bye. Let me go find a chick with a normal sleep cycle, you know? But that is the struggle. That is my life. Welcome. Chat says you really might be able to get that classified as a disability, especially if you get a doctor to diagnose it as some type of sleeping disorder. That's what I'm going to try to do, you know, because it's real. Like it's completely undeniable and I could demonstrate it anywhere for the most part. Um they'd be able to observe it, but I really want them to put those nodes on me and like observe my what are they? I guess brain waves, because I want it proven scientifically. Like, oh, she's absolutely correct. She's in this 8-hour period, she's not really asleep. She's only surface level asleep. Then her body wakes her up for some reason, keeps her up for 4 hours, but she's not really awake. But then she actually goes into her REM cycle in that 4-hour period. She'll go into her REM sleep, and then she's definitely up again for like 16 hours straight. And we can prove it with charts and graphs and, blips and blops on a screen, whatever they use to measure it. Like, I need it proven. Theta waves. Thank you. I need it scientifically proven, because then I can tell an employer either, accommodate this or I just can't work. It's not that I don't want to work. I don't mind working, but it's just impossible when your body is set up like this. Somebody was telling me, they're hiring for air traffic controllers. I was like, ha! I was like, you're so sweet. You're so sweet to think of me. As you see different opportunities popping up, you think I'd be good at. I was like, but honey, to be an air traffic controller, you have to be able to stay awake, babe. I'm like, I can't stay awake that long for a job that important. I can't stay awake that long. And I'm not going to sit in that tiny little tower all day either, because I'm not going to be responsible for these jumbo jets getting all mixed up in the sky because I can't stay awake. Like, absolutely not. So, but thank you for letting me know. And I think air traffic controllers, they have an age cutoff, which discrimination. But when I saw it advertised, I think they cut the age off at age 30 or something like that. So they want you to be young and wakeful and healthy. I'm like, man, that's all right, because I wouldn't have been able to stay awake anyway. Like, for me to do a job like that, I would literally have to like stand up. I couldn't be seated. There's no way I could be seated for however long their shifts are, trying to direct airplanes coming in and out of the airport. Y'all wouldn't want me to do that. You have to know thyself and know your limitations, because they would be paging PTE, paging air traffic control. And I'm like, like, sleep on the job. Not on purpose either. It says there are target medicines for daytime sleepiness to promote wakefulness, and an excellent drug for nighttime that is on the market. They are life-changing. Please let me know what they are. Let me know, because coffee, honestly, is not cutting it anymore. I just drank coffee out of habit at this point. It's just a habit. Just been doing it for so long that, it's just what I do in the morning, but it doesn't work. It does absolutely nothing for me anymore. Nothing. So that's not true. There's one coffee that will get me going. It's by Starbucks. It's called Nitro. And it's not that the coffee is different. They've just injected it with nitrogen. And it is absolutely incredible, you guys, if you've never had it before. The ones in the cans, for some reason, don't work as well as the one coming out of the tap. I've tried both. They do sell it in a can in the store. And the can version just does not work for me. But if I go to an actual Starbucks and get it out of the tap, oh man, fantastic. I was like, do I just need to be like hopped up on nitrogen? Do they just need to pump me full of nitrogen and then we're good? I don't know. So that would be like the movie Airplane. Man, y'all wouldn't want me at the helm of air traffic control. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. And I think, okay, it says look into a drug called Xyrem for nighttime sleep. Daytime drugs for wakefulness are Is that modafinil and Provigil? Okay. I'll look into it. I'll try anything at this point. Because I really want to be a normal, productive person at normal, productive hours. I really do. I really do. But like back in the day when Walmart was open 24 hours, oh man, that was like heaven on earth for me. Because after a good nap of real sleep, I would get up, mill around for a little bit. And I've been known to go to Walmart back in the day when they were open 24 hours at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been known to do that. And it's fantastic. The aisles are pretty much empty. Nobody's there. The streets are pretty much empty because everyone, every normal human being is home sleeping while I'm wide awake. Like I know my neighbors have got to think I'm a weirdo. If they happen to look out of their windows at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm usually outside with the puppy, not playing, but like they'll see me several times throughout the night at random time, like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm outside. It's like, what is this girl doing? Does she sleep? Yes, I sleep in 4-hour intervals during the day and 8 hours of fake sleep. Like I wish my body wouldn't even bother with the fake sleep. Just leave me awake. If 4 hours is all that really counts, then let's just sleep for 4 hours and let's use the other 20 to be productive. What are you doing? But it does what it wants, and it always has, honey. My whole entire life, I've been like this. My dad used to call me a loggerhead. He's like he's like my little loggerhead, which I guess I don't know where that phrase comes from, but it was his way of describing the way I sleep and my need for sleep. Just a little loggerhead, just tapped completely out. One time when I was a child, I had gone to church that particular morning with him, and they lost me, right? So I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. I don't know how old I was, maybe six. I don't know. And nobody could find me. Everyone's freaking out. They're panicking. They thought someone had kidnapped me. And when they finally when they finally found me, I was asleep in one of the pews in the church, in the main church hall. Knocked out, honey, in the pew. And they couldn't see me because when you're standing at ground level, all the pews look the same. Does that make sense? So you can't like see down on the seat if you're standing on the floor because, the pews are all even. So I was like on pew number 12, knocked out, honey, and nobody could find me because I was so little and just catching my Z's, honey, just living my best life, asleep in the church. And so from that day forward, they kept a closer eye on me and they always checked the pews to see if I was asleep in one of the church pews, knocked out, honey. I've always felt like school started too early. I'm like, why do y'all have these kids getting on the school bus at 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning? That is just wrong. That's just mean. It's a wonder I made it through school. It's a miracle that I graduated. God only knows how I did. I know how I did it. I took naps in the middle of the school day. That's how I did it. Did my work, turned it in, wrapped up in my jacket, and went to sleep. That's how I did it. So I think that's everything I wanted to share on this particular topic. I hope you guys found it interesting. I appreciate all of the suggestions. I'm going to try them all. I do think that this is something I can potentially overcome unless I do have something like narcolepsy or something else going on, neurological, that it's just like I told my dad I need to be zapped. I was like, I just need to be like put into shock therapy or something. They just need to like, you know what I mean? Just flip a switch, jolt me real quick and like try to realign my neurons to see if we can convince them to go to bed. Because it's not driven by the daylight. They say that when the sun goes down, it's supposed to like start producing melatonin and like help you get sleepy. My body doesn't care. I can go to sleep in the middle of the day with the sun bright, windows open and everything, honey. I can sleep in a bright, sunny room. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. And as a matter of fact, sometimes I feel like the light makes me sleepy, but that's a whole different discussion for a different day. Um, but with that, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I do have some other shows planned for a deeper PTE coming up, one of which I think you guys will find very interesting. I just need to put it all together. But and I need to figure out how to title it, but I'll tease it here. And that show is going to be about, are we supposed to be it's going to sound crazy, but are we supposed to be as helpful as society would have us believe in terms of helping other people? And I'll tell you the premise of that. The premise of that is, every time I catch a news story or hear of someone tragically passing away, particularly at a young age, the first thing you hear their friends and family say was, they were so nice, they were so kind, they would give you the shirt off of their back, they would help anyone. And more often than not, I see these people getting taken out. So I'm like, are we supposed to be helping people that much? And I have like a secondary theory to kind of support that question. So it's kind of deep. I just need to get my thoughts together surrounding the whole entire thing, and I will be presenting that to you guys. Um because the theory behind it is even more interesting than that. But I'm like, why does it seem all the nice people get taken out of here and all the evil ones are left behind? Why is that? And could there be a deeper meaning behind that? And I think there might be. I think I stumbled upon it. So I will be sharing that with you guys. I also will be doing some more content on permission to exist coming up soon. So I'm going to try not to leave you guys hanging for another month. So hopefully we'll get another show in maybe this weekend, okay? But with that, I appreciate you all. It was great catching up with you. And we will talk again very, 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 very soon, okay? Have a good night and take care. And I'll speak to you then. Bye.